It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV, 5 things you need to know for Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe, click the bell for notifications, click the like button, and then please stick around after the break. I'll tell you how to guarantee we never get canceled, which is always a possibility. Topic number 5 today, Israel. Israel has banned UNRA, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. This is the organization founded by the United Nations in 1948 to care for Arab refugees, created when Arab nations declared war on the new state of Israel. So here we are 76 years later. That's about 3 generations of refugees, and there are still millions of refugees living in refugee camps, which by now are basically cities with streets and alleys and infrastructure and everything. In other words, this has become the refugee industrial complex. As if the problems of the refugees were ever solved, well, that's billions of dollars and thousands of jobs that would just disappear. So they continue to justify their own existence, and they do so in part by incubating and perpetuating a culture of victimhood, which is based on anti-Israeli hate. And this explains why UNRWA staffers have been directly involved in terror attacks against Israel, including the massacre launched by Hamas on Israel last October 7th. Well, 2 bills have passed the Knesset, which is Israel's parliament, basically. The first bill states that UNRWA will no longer operate any institution, provide any service, or conduct any activity, whether directly or indirectly, in Israel. And the second states that the treaty between Israel and UNRWA, signed following the Six-Day War in 1967, expires within 7 days of the bill's passing final vote in the Knesset. Now, the Biden-Harris administration opposed this legislation. It is good to see that Israel is ignoring the Biden-Harris administration when it comes to issues dealing with the United Nations. As I've said before, when it comes to Israel, the United Nations is worse than useless. They are actively working against the people of Israel. Topic number 4, the Washington Post. Oh, fear and loathing inside the newsroom of the Washington Post. The cost of getting out of politics. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and the owner of the Washington Post, decided that the Washington Post would not endorse any candidate for president in the 2024 election, following the lead of the owner of the Los Angeles Times. This is the first time since 1988 when the Washington Post has not endorsed a candidate. That was the race between George H.W. Bush and Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis. Staff members of the Post reportedly had a meltdown, and editor-at-large Robert Kagan, who's the husband of Victoria Nuland, Warhawk Victoria Nuland, whose work in Ukraine has led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people there. Kagan walked out on Friday. According to 2 sources within the paper cited by National Public Radio, over 200,000 digital subscribers have canceled. This had occurred by Monday afternoon. That's about 8% of the Washington Post's paid circulation of 2.5 million subscribers, which includes print circulation as well. Bear in mind, as I said yesterday, 2.5 million subscribers to the Washington Post. Joe Rogan's interview with Donald Trump had 30 million views within the first 48 hours. The mainstream media is not quite so mainstream anymore, mainly read by people inside the Beltway. Anyway, the fact that the Post said it wouldn't endorse any candidates going forward, that it was not specific to this election, didn't help. People inside the newsroom, subscribers to the paper, losing their minds and calling the decision by Bezos spineless, accusing him of being afraid of Donald Trump. I suppose that's possible. Thinking if Trump gets elected, he might try to take revenge on us for working against him for the last 8 years. Washington Post has circulated a lot of stories like the Russia hoax. Or it could be that Bezos and the owner of the LA Times, which is facing a similar backlash, just look at Kamala Harris and just say, no, endorsing her is just a bridge too far. We want to maintain at least a shred of journalistic credibility. Anyway, look, here's the thing. Nobody out here in flyover America gives a rip who the Washington Post endorses. We have learned, especially since 2016, that the Post, the LA Times, most of the corporate media outlets in America are just insufferable leftists. who have no clue about how real Americans out here in the middle of the country live. We pay no attention whatsoever except to look in and see what they want us to think. Topic number 3, the worst Nazi rally ever. I talked about the Trump rally at Madison Square Garden Sunday. Some pictures have now emerged from that rally showing that if this was a Nazi rally, it was a really bad one. I mean, again, the Harris campaign and its proxies like Hillary Clinton and its media wing, MSNBC, literally connecting the Trump rally at Madison Square Garden to the 1939 pro-Germany rally. This, again, was during the time of the National Socialist Party in Germany, of being a reenactment of that 1939 rally by the German-American Bund. Well, besides a diverse group of speakers and the black woman who sang the national anthem for Trump's rally Sunday evening, you've got outside ultra-Orthodox Jews, the Haredim, and inside you've got Jews with kippahs who apparently didn't get the memo that Trump is literally Hitler. There's also another image, which I didn't get in time to present to you, of a young man in the crowd wearing his kippah, sitting 2 rows in front of a Muslim woman wearing the hijab. So you've got Jews, Muslims, Christians, and presumably some who just don't hold any. And Vivek Ramaswamy, who's one of the speakers at the rally, a really diverse group. We keep hearing from the corporate media the Democrats are the party of diversity, but it's more like university, because you're only allowed to have views that deviate about this far from what they consider orthodox. I mean, what they consider to be acceptable. Let's put it that way. In fact, according to people who were on the scene at Madison Square Garden Sunday night, the only Nazi symbols at the garden were being carried by Democrat protesters. Topic number 2, BRICS. This is the economic bloc anchored by Russia, India, and China. It is expanding again. They've added 13 new partner nations, these being Algeria, Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, Uzbekistan, and Vietnam. Venezuela wanted to become a BRICS nation, but Brazil, which is one of the founding members, that's the B in BRICS, vetoed its admission. Brazil's President Lula da Silva said he would not accept the result of July's election, where Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro claimed to narrowly win re-election, despite polls showing that votes actually went to his opposition. It's important to note that there's a difference between full BRICS members and partner nations. BRICS members have voting rights in the bloc. Partner members do not. They get some honors and benefits, but they don't get to vote on policy for the group as a whole. All of these new BRICS partners could become full members in the future, and we will see what happens. But what we are seeing is an alignment, especially among the global South, against the Western nations, the G7 nations, which of course led by the United States, and the willingness of American presidential administrations to use the dollar and its status as the world's de facto reserve currency as a weapon. You've got to hold dollars to conduct trade. We're going to freeze your assets in our banks if you don't do what we tell you to do. The BRICS nations providing an alternative to that, and we are seeing a bifurcation of power in both trade and the distribution of natural resources, as many nations around the world are rejecting the dominant position of the United States. Coming up, more evidence that Kamala Harris's campaign really is getting desperate. That's next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this incredible new documentary by the legendary Steve Quayle along with writer and co-producer Daniel Holdings right now by streaming it at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. Follow the QR code on your screen right now to stream it instantly, or get your very own physical DVD copy when you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer. Earth in the Crosshairs demonstrates how the literal gates of hell have opened and what it means for all of mankind. This incredible new film takes you on a journey that examines the trans-dimensional invasion occurring on planet Earth right now and what the Bible has to say about the end times. Featuring Steve Quayle, Daniel Holdings, Dr. Travis Taylor, Cliff Mahudi, Marcellus Medina, Jesse G., William Henry, and more. But that's not all. When you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer, you'll also receive the 2 DVD collection Unmasking the Ancient Gods featuring Derek and Sharon Gilbert. Join them as they walk you step by step through full-length presentations on subjects like epigenetics and the age of the machine, self-directed apotheosis, return of the great old ones, Crowley, Chaos, and E.T. Disclosure, charting the uttermost north, why Gog of Magog won't be human, and many, many more. You'll also receive The Assyrian on DVD featuring the one and only Ryan Pitterson. This special report exposes the dark blueprint of the end times Antichrist that has been hidden within the ancient texts, illuminating a plot set in motion now that will introduce the mysterious Assyrian of the book of Isaiah, who is set to return very soon. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $100. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer.
Item number 1 today. This smells like desperation. The Donald Trump campaign's been making inroads with younger male voters. And so to counter this, the Harris campaign launched a map in the very popular video game Fortnite. The young men make up most of the players of Fortnite. And so this map, which allows players to go in and conduct tasks to win points. I'm not a Fortnite player, as you can probably tell. Anyway, the map is called Freedom Town, USA. And it's attached to taglines like "Fight for Freedom," designed around the pillars of Vice President Harris's campaign. Players compete for tax breaks for small businesses and affordable housing. Look, I'm not a gamer. I would be, but my personality is such that if I get involved in something I really enjoy, I do way too much of it, which would mean I wouldn't be doing anything else. Anyway, it just sounds to me like this is not really the kind of thing that's going to appeal to young male voters. Yay! Competing for tax breaks for small business. Are there explosions and gunfire? Because that doesn't seem like a... The other thing over the weekend was a challenge on Twitch, which is a game streaming site. People can log in and watch gamers playing games. People were invited to watch Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz competing against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in Madden. That's the football video game, very popular. That game ended in a 0-0 tie. The old football coach Walz not able to... Again, trying to appeal to young male voters through this kind of thing, this smells like desperation to me. Coming up the end of the month, end of November that is, we will be launching Skywatch TV's next virtual conference called The Resurrection War. Why is it called that? Because that's what the supernatural war in which you are deployed is all about. Who is raised up at the last trumpet? We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Well, the enemy, the principalities, powers, cosmic rulers over this present darkness, trying to prevent that. More than 24 presentations from preachers, teachers, researchers, authors, even archaeologists like Dr. Judd Burton, scholars like Dr. Igal Gurman, Dr. Mike Spalding, Dr. Doug Hamp, all of us from Skywatch TV, of course. My presentation is on the importance of resurrection and how the fallen realm has tried to hijack that. 1 Corinthians 15, read that chapter. That's really what it's all about. Paul makes it clear. That's at the heart of the gospel. It goes live on the web on November 30th, by which I mean all of these video presentations will be accessible to you as of November 30th. You get to decide what to watch in the order. to watch. In other words, you set the conference schedule. Find out more and sign up today, because if you sign up by November 15th, you get $10 off. Normally $95, get it for just $85 at defenderconference.com. That's defenderconference.com. Portals in the sky. What is that all about? Well, Steve Quayle addresses that in his new documentary film, Earth in the Crosshairs. Daniel Holdings wrote the script, and he joins us on the main program this week. Don't miss these shows like everything else that Joe Artis Horn hosts on that program. It is jaw-dropping stuff. You can watch it right now at the website, skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always at the website. You can also catch it right now on our broadcast schedule posted skywatchtv.com/channels. It's available right now, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, if you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed on your set-top box or smart TV. You can watch it over the internet, youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision, rumble.com/skywatchtv, or guarantee we never get canceled by downloading our free mobile app to your smartphone or tablet. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire devices. We've got links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online, YouTube at 5 in 10, on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.